Mark over the Land Rover. I thought I'd tell you what I've done so far. So on here, I've got here wheel arches, and see that gap there? That's not quite right. And this is because these are Britpart wheel arches. On that one, on that wheel arch there, there's a bigger gap, and the gap goes all the way around on there because they're copy wheel arches, and it's actually all the way around. I mean, it touches there, and then we've got a gap here. Look, that gap there is pretty massive. You've got to be careful of these. This is Chinese copy wheel arches for Land Rover, and I'll show you one that's next door that's done it right. So on the actual genuine Land Rover, we've got a little lip here, and that little lip that's a squidgy lip. Now these are just hard plastic, the same as these ones on mine, but they've got little tiny compression lip, which means it pushes against any imperfections in the body, and you can see there's no gap on there at all. Yeah, so just be careful when you buy wheel arches, because you're going to end up with a gap. So I'm going to have to buy another set and paint them now. So I'll tell you what I've done on this. I've actually done a couple of little mods. So we've got an Anderson switch here, because with the Land Rover, the battery, in case you didn't know, the battery is inside the seat box, which means you've got to take the seat out to get out the battery. And if someone's stranded and can't start the car, of course you can't blooming help them, can you? So I've put an Anderson switch coming from the battery leads, and then the female Anderson goes into there, and then on the end of that is jump lead, which I've got in the back, so we can actually help someone out if they get stuck. And then also what I've done is I've put this on, which is a battery isolator. Now if I take that off, this is one of my level of security devices, because if that's sat on the drive in the dark, that's it's quite discreet, you can't quite see it. So it just keeps us a little bit safer, and you know, a little bit of security in there. There's a couple of security levels of security on the truck, which is pretty good. We're out at a Land Rover show today at Gaydon, and we've also got a couple of lights. We've got these interior lights, one in the back, which lights up the load bay, and we've also got one in the front. So we've got two, and there, I'm not kidding, I've got the keys in there now, but they're absolutely, the bright of them are blooming headlights. They're massively bright, but they do perfectly, they're brilliant. So they can light us up at night, so when we're getting stuff out the back, or out, in fact, even out the front. Put my seatbelt back. So they're the bits I've done recently. And I mean, oh, we'll put the roof on as well. Might not show you the roof. Put the roof on, we've got Exmoor Trims roof, which is all rolled up. It's a nice sunny day today, so we've got it all rolled up today. On all sides. And when you're driving about, when it all rolled up, people can't help but talk to you and have a chat. So that's the Land Rover so far. Not much else done apart from put another coat of paint on the wheels just to protect them, because it's now summer. And we did all the underneath in nice black paint, so she's all nice and clean and tidy underneath as well. Now what I do is I give her a coat of paint every 2 seasons. So I do one at the beginning of summer or spring, and one right at the start of winter, just to keep any of the rust down, you know, to keep her protected and stuff. Oh, she said, oh, I have done something else. We put a new prop shaft on. Right, I'll show you the prop shaft. Oh, so actually Jules did this for me because he had one in stock. So he put a new prop shaft on the back there. That was starting to whine. And so this blue thing in here, this is a spacer, that's a 26-inch prop shaft. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's a 26, and originally on the truck was a 27, so you put an inch spacer in, that's how you're supposed to do it. And put a new prop shaft on, and we've still got no leaks anywhere, which is totally dry Land Rover. And I'm in a Land Rover show at Gaydon at the moment, celebrating the 75th anniversary. I can promise you there'll be a pile of leaks. In fact, if I just zoom there, that is about 20 Land Rovers deep, because we're all parked next to each other. I can bet there's loads of little spots of oil everywhere. But she's dry as you like, look, no drips, no oil, absolutely perfect. She's done about, what, 7,000 miles now, I think. But she's doing well. Good old truck. I've got to get up now. Whoa! So that's Mark the Land Rover. And need any help with your Land Rover, give us a shout. Signing off.